The Stoic Superpower, saying I don't know. Part 1. The Power of Simplicity and Acceptance. In the midst of today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to get lost in the noise. Everyone seems to be shouting to make their voice heard. The constant flood of opinions, news, and expectations creates a pressure to know everything, to be everywhere, to be seen as informed. But what if the greatest strength lies in saying, I don't know? What if the true power is in embracing simplicity and accepting that we don't need to have all the answers? This is where Stoicism offers profound wisdom. As Epictetus once said, you are not required to know everything. It's okay not to have an opinion on every piece of news that pops up or to participate in every conversation. In fact, it can be incredibly liberating to step back and say, this isn't important to me right now. In a world obsessed with constant updates, choosing not to react or engage with everything happening around us is a revolutionary act. Imagine this scenario. You wake up in the morning, check your phone, and are immediately bombarded with notifications, news, social media updates, emails, and messages. Your mind races, you feel overwhelmed. But what if instead of reacting to all of it, you took a breath and decided to focus only on what truly matters? What if, instead of being a slave to external distractions, you made the choice to take control of your attention and energy? This is the essence of Stoic simplicity, prioritizing your peace of mind over external chaos. Just like a sculptor chisels away at a block of marble to reveal the statue within, you must learn to chip away at the distractions of life to reveal what is truly important. By practicing this daily, we don't just become more efficient, but we start living with purpose. We start to think about what matters most, our actions, our relationships, our growth. And in doing so, we align more closely with the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. Part 2. The freedom of non-reaction. Imagine a situation where someone insults you. They cut you off in traffic, or they criticize your work in a meeting. In that moment, you feel anger bubbling up inside. You're about to react, to fight back, to defend yourself. But what if you could just let it go? What if you could, in that moment, choose not to react at all? In Stoicism, this is not just possible, it's encouraged. Epictetus taught that we cannot control the actions of others, but we always control how we respond. When we get angry or defensive, we are giving away our power. But when we choose to respond with calmness, with wisdom, we take that power back. Let's take a real-life example. Picture yourself at work, stressed about a tight deadline. A colleague makes a snide comment about your progress, and you feel the urge to snap back. But instead of reacting impulsively, you take a deep breath and choose silence. In that moment, you regain control, not just over your emotions, but over the situation itself. Your peace of mind is no longer at the mercy of someone else's words. This doesn't mean you suppress your feelings. It means you choose not to let your emotions dictate your actions. Stoicism teaches us to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. And when we stop reacting to things outside of our control, we find a deeper sense of freedom. We stop being slaves to the whims of others, and we start living intentionally. Part 3. The art of detachment from external validation. We all crave validation. It's natural. We want to be liked, admired, respected. In a world of constant feedback, social media likes, and online reviews, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking approval from others. But the Stoic path teaches us that external validation is fleeting, and it is never the source of true happiness. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "Do not waste time on what you cannot control. The opinion of others is one of those things." It's a powerful reminder that seeking approval from others is a waste of time. The opinions of the crowd are constantly changing, and the pursuit of validation will leave us empty and unfulfilled. Think about your own life for a moment. How often do you check your social media to see how many likes your posts get? How often do you feel your mood shift based on someone else's comment or opinion? Now imagine if you could let go of that need for external validation. What if instead you focused solely on your own sense of purpose, your own values, and your own path? How would your life change? When we detach ourselves from the approval of others, we begin to live authentically. We start to act based on our inner convictions, not on what others think of us. And in doing so, we unlock a level of freedom that most people will never experience. This detachment doesn't make us cold or indifferent. It makes us more in tune with our true selves and with the world as it truly is. Part 4. The power of embracing imperfection. Finally, Stoicism teaches us that we don't need to be perfect. In fact, the pursuit of perfection can be our greatest source of frustration and suffering. Life is messy, unpredictable, and often unfair. But instead of striving for a flawless existence, Stoicism encourages us to embrace our imperfections and learn from them. Consider this. How often do we judge ourselves harshly for mistakes, for moments of weakness, or for not living up to our own standards? But what if we stopped seeing mistakes as failures and started seeing them as opportunities for growth? Every misstep, every setback, every challenge is an opportunity to practice resilience and improve our character. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When we encounter obstacles in life, we have two choices. We can either let them stop us, or we can use them as stepping stones for growth. The Stoic mindset embraces the idea that difficulty and hardship are not to be avoided. They are to be faced head-on, with courage and determination. Embracing imperfection frees us from the need for constant validation, and it allows us to fully experience life as it is, beautiful, chaotic, and full of potential. Conclusion. The Stoic path to true freedom. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a way of life. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, to detach from the distractions and opinions of others, and to embrace the imperfection of life. In a world that constantly pushes us to do more, to be more, and to seek approval from others, Stoicism offers a path of inner peace and strength. By practicing Stoic principles, we can live lives of meaning and purpose, regardless of external circumstances. And while it may not always be easy, the rewards of Stoicism are immeasurable. Freedom from anxiety, a deeper sense of fulfillment, and the courage to face whatever life throws our way.